Dear Black girl, why do you apologize for your existence? Why do you shrink instead of basking in your full glory? Society turns you into a martyr and use your name to hold up the shackles they call black girls strong. Because they're looking for a savior, and it's easier to create a narrative for the dead than to have the living asked to take a part in their own. Dear Black girl, why are you afraid to speak your truth? Does the hand forcing you into silence feel like a noose? Don't worry, I too lost my voice from screaming for you. Dear Black girl, I already cried for you. I grieved your existence because it's like you were dead on arrival. They asked you to carry the world's weight but never asked you if you were ready for it, if you wanted it. Instead, they handed you the reins and said your skin was thick enough to carry it. What does joy feel like for you, Black girl? Does it feel like a resonant thrumming? Does it feel like a revolution? Does it feel like your ancestors' smile, a hymn in the wind, a moment too often cut short? Dear Black girl, I wrote your name on my hand. Did you know that? I didn't want anyone to forget you. I tried to remember all of you and all of your existence beyond the tokens that people labeled you with. That's why my body is covered in ink while their hands are covered in your blood. Dear Black girl, you steal my breath away. But I'm sure you know all about not being able to breathe. I wish there was something to remember you by when your life, like your joy, gets cut too short and the people who were supposed to protect you were the ones pulling the trigger. Dear Black girl, does this mean that this is the end? Were you ready for it? Can you tell me more about it? I don't think I'm prepared for my slaughter because I look just like you, dear Black girl. I know I am becoming you, or you were already me, and I was trying to force some distance between us because I wanted life. But to do that, I would have had to ignore the warnings in your dead eyes. I think time's up for me. I think this might be my goodbye. Dedication. I have never memorialized a poem to anyone or any group before, so please keep this in mind as you read my first dedication. Some of us are made to witness atrocities, genocides, and exploitation. Others are made to endure it. In this moment of time, I see how Black woman martyrdom is regarded as an afterthought. In Sudan, Congo, Haiti, and all of the places that devalue and dehumanize their existence. So I write this for all of the Black women whose bodies are targets of murder, violation, exploitation, or forced silence. I want to remind you and everyone that you are not an afterthought. You come first on the list for me because nobody is going to protect us the way we protect each other. You are worth more than a sentence tossed in the last paragraph of an essay. You deserve more than the breath stolen from your lips, and your radiance shines beyond the cries that people pretend not to hear. So I dedicate this poem to you, dear Black girl. Your pain is my pain, your love is my love, and your hope will be the beats we dance to when the drums of liberation finally reverberate through the air. Your existence is and will always be a gift, and I'm honored to walk amongst you. What? No bloopers? I know, right? I know you've been expecting bloopers, but actually, there are no bloopers from Dear Black Girl. I don't actually remember if I filmed bloopers and I just deleted them or I thought they weren't interesting, but instead you get to have some of the behind the scenes of when I filmed it. So, I made it for specifically Black History Month of 2023 because I had on my Instagram page at the time my private Instagram page on this. At the time, I had a Black History Month series where I talked about like various things. We're off the cuff, off the dome. What did I talk about? I talked about incarceration, and I also talked about like funny stories about racism. They're all based off of like books I read and stuff. And so at the end of the month, I posted the Dear Black Girl poem as kind of like a coalition of all things like Black History Month. Like this is like the final hurrah, you know? And that is what the poem was originally intended for. And then after I started learning more about all of the different targets of genocide around the world in Sudan and Congo, I then afterwards went back and wrote that dedication, that memorialization of those issues. And just like when I started to pay more attention to things that were going on internationally rather than just in like the United States and like Senegal, because I feel like it just feels really hard to constantly be pushed to the side as if like our bodies and our voices don't matter, which is why I wrote that dedication for the poem. Okay, so I'm filming like a lot of content today, and like because of that, I'm just gonna like change up my hijab so that like it looks like it's more than one day, but actually it's all being filmed today.